Okay, so welcome po again sa ating pong lecture. This is our third lecture for our OJT, on-the-job training in construction project management. And sige po, tuloy na po natin. And this is about, we are still in the perspective, the construction environment. Let us quickly review yung ating previous lesson and tingnan po natin yung mga few slides na kailangan nating balikan para po magamit natin sa ating mga susunod na pag-aaral. Okay, yung kahapon we already discussed yung construction as fragmented industry. Ito, nalaman po natin kahapon that yung project owner o yung ating tinatawag na project sponsor is normally they are asking for low cost and available as soon as possible. And we also realize na hinahanap din ng ating mga project sponsor o owner ay yung quality ng trabaho na dinideliver ng ating mga consultant and contractor. Aside from that, for consultant naman, they're always looking for quality jobs, syempre, and hanggat maaari ay makakuha sila ng mataas na fee or bayad from their owner or kliyente na contractor. We have to remember that yung consultant either working sa project owner or working with contractor in a typical design build or EPC project, engineering, procurement, and construction project. And you can repair that dun sa ating delivery method o delivery system, project delivery system na share natin kahapon. And at the same time, yung referred work na gusto nila na merong ma-refer sila sa other client or customer. Pangatlo is yung general contractor or general contracting na ang focus nila is kumita for the sake na nandun yung continuity ng kanilang company or continuity ng kanilang business at quick cash. Ang intention nila is yung makarecover agad sila sa mga expenses. Alam naman po natin that in a typical project ay meron itong cash out din sa ating mga contractor. Typically sa industry, ang mga, especially sa malalaking project, that the company or yung kanilang kliyente ay nagbibigay ng 10% advance payment. Pero depende sa company to company. So yan yung mga industry practice na ginagawa ng mga malalaking company na nagbibigay sila ng initial na 10%, but that 10% is still not sufficient para i-run ang isang project. Kaya nga ang general rule of thumb, when we say rule of thumb, industry practice but there is no written standard or standard or code, ay ito lang ginagawa ng mga contractor. Ano yung ginagawa nila? So they just they're putting up at least 30% ng total project cost for the sake na makatuloy sila ng project. So initial funding indirectly are being prepared by the contractor. Although sabi nga, ito yung preparation. So siyempre, alam naman natin that most of the time ang project ay build progressively. May mga progress billing. Pero siyempre, ang progress billing will take some time. After 1 month, 2 months na nag-submit ka ng first billing. So more or less, mga 2 to 3 months. So paano yung operational cost ng ating contractor? So doon sila, kaya kailangan meron at least mga 30% ay meron ding pondo ang contractor so that while waiting for the invoice payment ng kliyente ay meron silang fund ng kanilang operation. Okay, so pang-apat ay yung subcontractor, almost same as with general contractor. They want high profit, quick cash, and extra work. And sabi nga natin that each individual entities or agency has a vested interest with regards to construction. And because of that, that is the source of mistrust in construction. Kaya nga, you as a project owner, alam naman natin that we have 3 major stakeholders in a typical project. Either you are working for the owner or yung tinatawag natin project sponsor, working for consultant, or working for contractor. And who are competent project managers? Definitely, we are the industry neutral. Ibig sabihin yan, hindi importante sa atin kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho sa project owner, hindi importante kung ikaw nagtatrabaho sa consultant, hindi importante kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho sa contractor, because we, as a competent project manager, we can execute a project regardless of industry. Either nasa project owner, nasa consultant, o nasa contractor, ay kaya nating i-execute ang project. Yesterday, we also briefly discussed yung three-dimensional, three competency dimension for global architecture and engineering professionals. We have mentioned that in order for you to become globally competitive, kailangan ay alam natin yung construction management. Tandaan natin that either you are from high-tech, meaning itong nasa technology, okay? So either you are from the engineering side or architectural side, we are part ng built environment. So we are building something. So construction is one part of it. Although sinabi natin yesterday that for those IT and electronics background, ECE, yung mga ganyan, you can only get at least around 30% of our lecture that is applicable sa inyong industry. But however, I will try my best to give you something na pwede nyo magamit o maging reference ninyo for your future career later on, especially when you are working with industrial plant. Yesterday, nung first day natin, I gave you something about yung mga industrial instrumentation and controls that we are using in the petrochemical and industrial plant. Pero konti pa yun, but relax lang muna tayo. So I'll just focus first dito sa ating majority ng engineering and architecture na involved sa construction. Second is engineering management. Architects and engineers are designing something, we are engineering something na kailangan nating i-manage. And then pangatlo is yung commercial management. Regardless, kahit na sabihin natin magaling kang construction project manager, engineering manager, but if you cannot transpose this to industry, construction engineering, into a commercial and viable and economical aspect, o yung return of investment, o yung mga tinatawag nating profitability, ay hindi rin magiging sustainable ang ating company. And all of that, construction management, engineering management, and commercial management, it requires good leadership. And I believe that kayo as a OJT will be a good leader of the future. Okay, so ito yung construction management knowledge areas na we are discussing dito. I think we discussed it 2 days back. Ano ba yung construction management? It's a professional service that uses specialist project management techniques to oversee the planning, design, and construction of the project from its beginning to its end. Okay? So ito yung mga typical knowledge areas na kailangan nating matutunan in construction management. Number 1 is project management. Tandaan natin, project management is generic. So, hindi labingan natin ay lahat ng project sa construction is okay. Anyway, lahat ng project ay unique, temporary, with defined scope, defined budget. There is complexities that you need to solve. Ayan, yung mga kailangan natin. Okay, but anyway, hindi lahat ng project ay construction. Alam naman natin. Okay? But lahat ng construction is considered as project. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Then, meron tayong time management. That's also part ng construction management. We have the quality. We have the contracts, we have the risk management, procurement, costs, health, safety, and environment, o tinatawag nating HSE. Then we have the sustainability and building information modeling model. And then we have the program management, then plus itong code of conducts and ethics para sa mga construction professional. So these are the tinatawag nating knowledge areas that we should be familiar bago tayo pumasok sa isang construction company. Okay? Then we have yung engineering management. Meron tayong tinatawag na it's also part ng kung merong knowledge areas para sa construction, we also have knowledge areas na or domain within the engineering management. Ang sabi natin that engineering management is an art and science of planning, organizing, allocating resources, directing, and controlling activities. When you see this planning, organizing, allocating resources, directing, and controlling, it means this is part of the management. It is a typical definition or activities within the management in the classification. Planning, organizing, allocating resources, and directing and controlling. Yan ay mga typical activities within the management arena. Then, that have ang pagkakaiba lang ng engineering management with other management activities, it is yung technological component. Meaning, yung engineering management, it's all about technological component. Okay? Then, kaya nga ito sa iTech, it's important sa mga OJT sa iTech. Ano ba yung technological components? There are different type of technology within the industry. Marami yan, more than 16 or 20. If we have time, we will discuss it maybe after some time. Then we have the organizational management, project management, management of technology. Then we also have the legal issues in engineering management. Meron din tinatawag na strategic planning, operation and supply chain, system engineering, financial resources management, marketing and sales management, and then code of conduct and ethics applicable for engineering managers. So these are the knowledge areas within the engineering management. Commercial management, sabi natin yesterday that it's the identification and development of business opportunities and profitable management of projects and contracts from inception to completion. And ang knowledge areas ng commercial management includes accounting, estimating, tendering, and procurement, cash flow management, assessment of financial viability, contract administration, supply chain management, budget planning, monitoring and forecasting, risk and value management. Then meron tayong business development and planning. So, kung titignan natin, dami nating aaralin, ang dami nating aaralin knowledge areas. So, but somehow we can cover only itong partly, just an overview, so that hindi naman tayo mabigla pagpasok ninyo sa industry ay hindi naman kayo mabigla about this vast information on construction management, engineering management, and commercial management. But this is all important sa ating practice ng engineering and architecture. Okay? Ayan. So, the construction environment, I have some few slides here. Sources of technical knowledge. I would like to emphasize also itong sources of technical knowledge. There are 4 sources of technical knowledge that we have to know. Ang tanong dito kasi saka ba, kung if you need something, saan ka pupunta? Where you have to go? If you need some best practices, if you need some mga domain and knowledge areas. And ang point dito, kailangan alam natin kung saan tayo kukuha. There are 4 possible sources of technical knowledge within the practice or within our industry. Number 1 is academe. Kagaya ninyo sa inyong OJT, you are taking knowledge from the school or university na naka-enroll kayo. Pangalawa is yung personal experience. As you work within the industry, you can gain personal experience, and that experience can provide you some technical knowledge na kailangan ninyo in your day-to-day function. Okay? So, yan yung personal experience. For example, in my case, I have 32 years personal experience, which is valuable in terms of in my practice of project management. Then yung industry, yung ating mga pinagtatrabahuhan, that's the third one. Yung company ninyo, they have been in the industry for quite some time. Meron silang mga lesson learned na nakuha through the execution of their projects. Meron silang tinatawag na organizational process assets na ito yung mga naipon nila as they do work, as they do projects, ay nako-compile din yan ng mga industries. And then lastly, meron tayong tinatawag na professional institutions or societies kagaya ng PICE, UAP, PSME, IIE. These are the institutions within the industries. Yan po, PICE is for civil, UAP is for architect, PSM is for mechanical, IIE is for electrical. So yung mga professional institutions na yan, with their memberships, I can provide vast technical knowledge na kailangan natin within the practice ng inyong professionalism or yung inyong activity or work. So in our case, yung IPMA or International Project Management Association is also professional institutions focusing on project management. And on each individual source ng ating technical knowledge, may kanya-kanya silang paraan paano sila nagsishare ng technical knowledge. For example, sa personal, through self-study, making presentation, or mentorship, you can gain experience and you can share yung inyong knowledge to others. Sa industry naman, most of the time, ang mga company, they have their own in-house training, they have knowledge sharing, and other things na ginagawa nila upang yung kanilang mga employees and mga stakeholder within the industry or within the company are somehow ma-upgrade ang kanilang kaalaman sa kanilang mga day-to-day function within the industry. Sa academe naman, meron tayong formal education. You have the graduate degrees. Pagka-graduate ninyo, you can go with master degree, PhD, plus yung mga graduate certificates, yung mga training, yung mga CPDs na kailangan natin para maging at par tayo with other professionals na upgraded ang kanilang knowledge when it comes to the practice within the industry. And then, yung mga professional institution, kagaya ng sa atin, we have the seminar, we have the webinar, we have the workshop, we have the journal, may mga magazines tayo that we are sharing within the members so that they can get technical knowledge in the practice of project management, civil engineering, construction, etc. So these are the 4 sources of technical knowledge na kailangan ninyong malaman para kung meron kayong mga kailangang information on particular item, ay meron kayong pagkukunan either from your personal experience, from the company you are currently or previously working. Meron silang yung mga lesson learned na pwede nating paghugutan ng technical. Yes, for example, while discussing with somebody within the practice of your profession, you can be asked, Mr. Let's say, hi, Ma'am Catherine. Do you know about something about this? Yeah, okay. Based on my previous experience, these are the things that we normally do. That's like, yan yung mga, that is what we are sharing. Paano kami nag-share ng ating knowledge is through industry, and then yung napag-aralan natin sa school, sa OJT, and then yung professional institutions. So personal, industry or company, academe or yung ating university, and then yung institution or society. And IPMA is a not-for-profit organization, and we are here to share or expand or improve competency in terms of the execution of project management. So these are the professional institutions within the engineering, then architecture, and construction and built environment. So sa US, these are the professional affiliation, organization, and certifications they have related with construction management. So meron tinatawag na American Institute of Constructors or AIC, and they have certified professional constructor or they call it CPC. Meron din yung Construction Management Association of America. So they have itong Certified Construction Manager. Okay? And then merong PMI, Project Management Institute, where they have different level of certification for their members. Meron tinatawag na Project Management Professional or PMP. And then doon sa mga cost estimator, we have itong Association for the Advancement of Cost Engineering or AACE. So they have yung Certified Cost Professional or Certified Cost Consultant. Plus, meron din itong yung US Green Building Council or USGBC, where they have yung Leadership in Energy Environmental Design. Meron accredited professionals, general practitioner GA, general associate, where they have itong mga certification na yon related with sustainability. So this is just an example of professional affiliation and certification that the United States or US are having related with construction. Aside from that, meron din yung Associated General Contractors of America, where the members are companies. Hindi sila tumatanggap ng individual, but rather they are accepting companies as their members. Meron din yung Associated Builders and Contractors. So, tinatawag nila itong ABC. So, ganun din yan. So, company ang mga members. Merong Design Build Institute of America, and I'm sure alam na natin itong Design Build. We know that Design Build is a project delivery methodology, di ba? The delivery system. Ibig sabihin ito, yung discuss natin, yung different type of project delivery. When you say Design Build, it is inclusive of engineering, procurement, and construction as part ng contracting strategy ng project owner. Okay, so ito yung mga grupo ng mga companies that are doing an EPC project. Okay, designated Design Build Professional, meron silang DBIA. And then meron ding Lean Construction Institute. It is a not-for-profit construction research organization. And itong Lean Construction, it is from the word Lean Six Sigma, mga ganon. So anyway, you're just starting sa inyong career, but it's good to know. You can just, may sinasabi ni Prof na Lean Construction. Can I research for this? Sabi nga, don't be, kailangan, what I'm trying to say is, kailangan medyo malawak ang ating pag-research when it comes sa mga kagaya ninyo na just starting, nag-start pa lang. And then we have the Construction Industry Institute, where it is composed of owners and constructors and also a not-for-profit organization, where ito ay gumagawa ng mga best practices na kailangan ng construction industry. And the reason why I show it to you, para maging familiar kayo sa mga association outside the Philippines na pwede nating pagkunan because they have the funds, they have the research and development na hindi kagaya sa atin na medyo may limitation in terms of budget, in terms of exposure. Tanda natin that, ulitin ko, what are the components of successful project? Number one is good leadership, a good team, and then good system or good processes. And itong mga ito, yung professional affiliation and certification na dinidiscuss natin ngayon, this is a good source of best practices or system na pwede nating i-adapt sa ating project execution. And if you remember kahapon, discuss ko rin sa inyo that one of the challenge of construction industry that there are a lot of proven methodology or system within the construction, kasi hindi naman bago itong construction that are not utilized. It is because that we don't know or wala tayong access sa mga ganong methodology or hindi natin napag-aralan. So, meron tayong sinasabi that yung process includes input, tools and techniques, and output. And what we are trying to say here is this, itong mga professional organizations na ito, this can be a source of your tools and techniques na pwede nyong gamitin sa inyong practice ng construction project management. Okay, sa Europe naman, we have the Chartered Institute of Building, where they have professional registration like chartered builder. And then meron tayong registered project professional, certificated project manager or IPMAB from the Association for Project Management. And then sa mga quantity surveyors, so we have the chartered surveyors, or we call it member of RICS, Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, where ito ay more on European side. Okay? So, on my case, I'm a chartered builder, I'm a registered project professional, and yung member pa ng ibang organization. That's why I'm familiar with the best practices that are being used in Europe and America, so that when I execute the project, alam ko yung sabi nga, galaw pa lang ng contractor, I can really assess ano ba yung reason behind that action. Okay? Kasi kailangan alam din natin that, sabi ko nga kanina, we as a project manager, we should be industry neutral. Even say industry neutral, ano man ang kanilang position in terms of, for example, kayo, I be a project manager of EPC contractor, then behind my, I can say, I can really assess ano ang gustong ipunto ng aking kliyente or ano ang dinadrive ng aking consultant, because I have learned about these things. Okay, so alam ko yung intensyon ng contractor, alam ko yung intensyon ng consultant, and alam ko kung ano yung reason bakit ganun ang aksyon ng kliyente. And because of that, I have informed decision, and I can adjust my strategy, I can adjust my move, so that it will be a win-win within the project organization. Okay? And with regards naman sa Philippines, we have the IPMA, we have the Philippine Society for Project and Program Management, as we are the IPMA delegate dito sa Philippines, and we have itong DTI, CMDF, or Construction Manpower Development Foundation, and meron ding PIC, which is also related with construction management, Philippine Institute of Civil Engineers. And with regards naman sa commercial management, meron tinatawag na the Institute of Commercial Management, or ICM, IACCM, or the International Association for Contracts and Commercial Management, the Australian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, or AIQS, RICS, or Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, and Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors, or PICQS. So it's good to know. Kailangan na somehow, if you have time, sabi nga, although itong program natin is 250 or 300 hours, pero meron din kayong dapat gawin in order to grasp yung mga sharing na ginagawa ko sa inyo in terms of construction project management. So, baka ring mamaya pagawin niyo sa atin, since that you are still developing your professional career. So, itong mga institution na ito, you can just check with them sa website and verify ano ba yung mga ginagawa nito, ano yung mga specialization nito mga institutions na binanggit natin. Okay, so binanggit na natin. Ano ba yung mga binanggit natin? Marami na yan. So, professional affiliation and certification sa US, sa Europe, dito sa Philippines, and then commercial management institutions, and then meron din namang tinatawag na engineering management. And I will recommend itong American Society for Engineering Management. And they have itong Certified Associate in Engineering Management. And sabi natin yesterday that either you work with construction, engineering, or academe, and then yung panghuli natin is yung inyong local practice, so you as entrepreneur. Okay, so meron itong tinatawag na American Society for Engineering Management, where meron silang a guide for engineering management body of knowledge, where they have 11 domains. Meron silang tinatawag na Introduction to Engineering Management, Leadership and Organizational Management, Strategic Planning, Financial Resources Management, Project Management, Quality Management, Operation and Supply Chain, Management of Technology, research and development, systems engineering, legal issues, engineering management, and professional code of conducts and ethics. And we do prepare a review for that, and it is part ng aming learning dito sa Middle East. We are teaching itong uh, engineering management, and then we have we have 3 levels of engineering management. Number 1 is yung introduction, where it's we are teaching them to know the knowledge areas or domain within the engineering management practice, and then we teach them about yung engineering management, how to function as engineering management, engineering manager, and then yung level 3 natin, it's more about yung strategic, where doon ay we will be teaching our student to become entrepreneur as a consultant na kailangan ninyo within the industry. Okay, so these are the knowledge areas within the engineering management, yung financial, yung sa US, sa UK, and professional institutions within the built environment. So engineering and construction management. Okay, so construction organization chart. So meron sabi natin, engineer, nasan ka na? So sa ngayon ay you're just starting, so nandito ka pa. So what is critical in a typical project, your typical career is yung tinatawag nating initial professional development. Okay, so itong professional development ito is normally mga 2 years program, where dito, sabi nga, from the academy or from your initial graduate, after your college degree, so papasok kayo sa industry. So kasi ito yung ating initial na pagpasok. Either you have a bad start. Bad start kasi yung mga survival job. When you say survival job, ito yung mga non-cognate careers, yung mga hindi related sa engineering and architecture. So that includes yung mga insurance broker, call center agent, real estate agent, sales, and others, which are non-cognate, hindi related sa engineering and architecture. And that is okay. Dahil nga, kung wala namang makuhang trabaho, so paano? Magugutom. Eh di mag-survival job muna. That's fine. Pero, don't forget your first love. At ano ba yung inyong first love? Definitely, yun yung inyong mga undergraduate degree, architecture, or engineering, or sa yung mga napag-aralan natin. Okay? Yung mga degree ninyo. Yan. So, it can be a bad start. Nga, yung mga non-cognate careers o non-related careers. Okay? Pero marami din yan. Ha? Marami din mga engineers na naging insurance broker. Marami din engineers sa call center. May mga architect din dyan. So, real estate agent. That's fine. But, what I'm trying to say is don't forget your first love. Ano ba yan? Either engineering or architecture na pinag-aralan ninyo for the past 3 years, 4 years, sometimes 5 years, sometimes 6 years, so depende. Okay, so initial professional development is critical, and mostly it is around 2 years old, 2 years, not 2 years old, 2 years nung inaral. Siyempre from the school or university, ay siyempre pagpasok nyo ay mag-a-adjust kayo, and the most critical part within the industry ay itong tinatawag nating initial development. Ayan. Yan yung IPD, Initial Professional Development. And dito ay critical because ito yung pagpasok ninyo sa industry. Okay? Kailangan maganda ang pasok. Ibig sabihin, structured ang training. There are companies that have a good training scheme for their employees, especially dun sa mga malalaking companies that they have a checklist. Okay, so it might be 1 month. Meron silang a good, they call it, meron ang tawag dito. Okay. Ang tawag nila is meron silang mga good series of learning for new entrants or new entry sa kanilang mga companies. So, for example, 1 week, you will be working with procurement, or 1 month, for example. You can have a 1 month working with the technical drafting team, 1 month with commercial, 1 month with inspection, 1 month po from, let's say, you'll be working with warehouse. So with that, you are being exposed sa lahat ng department within the company. And yung mga malalaking company, they have that program. And that is critical for your career. Bakit? Because you will be exposed early within the industry that can support you until you grow old, until you become matured in terms of your practice as an architect or as an engineer. So yung initial professional development are critical, especially sa mga bago na pumasok sa industry. Kailangan meron kayong proper orientation in your professional development career. Okay? So sabi natin yesterday that, yesterday or last week, that as an architect or engineer, specialist engineer right now, either you go with the designer route or construction route. When we say designer, ito yung mga sa engineering. And ang last nito is engineering manager, di ba? And when it comes to project o yung mga tinatawag natin sa construction, meron diyang mga project manager. So this, itong dotted line dito, it's sabi nga, demarcation between engineering and construction. So sa mga engineering, they can start with yung tinatawag nating technical, cognate engineering technical careers like yung drafting, BIM modeler, document controller, and design detailer. So ito yung mga trabaho in a typical engineering and construction company na related with drafting, okay, or yung engineering documentation. Draftsman, BIM modeler, document controller, and design detailer. And then, yung iba naman, especially those who are good academically, they become engineering designer. As time goes by, they have gained experience, they become design specialists. Maaring dito is yung mga not so hard design. But as they grow, as they go with the industry, they gain experience, they become design specialists. Some of them become structural, then yung mga other, kung sa electrical, may mga other software din na ginagamit, like yung ETABS, etc. Then they will go with the next level, which is multidiscipline lead design. So before they are only with, for example, civil engineering. So they become a civil designer, and then they become design specialists on civil. And if they are good, they will go with the multidiscipline lead design. So hindi lang civil ang hawakan niya, he will be leading the whole engineering team, composed of electrical, mechanical, fire and firefighting, environmental, process, etc. So he becomes, or he or she becomes the lead designer, or we can call it principal engineer. Then he will go to the next level. Tandaan natin, there's a demarcation of the dotted line, di ba? So these are all technical functions. After that, he may go to the managerial position, which is engineering manager. So ito yung demarcation ng technical function and managerial function. Anything related on the left side are all technical. Yung from drafting, document controller, designer, detailer, and then design specialist, and lead designer. So these are all technical. However, sabi natin yesterday, yung tatlong from technical to managerial, to management, and then to leadership. So those people who are able to demonstrate yung managerial and leadership traits or character or qualification, they go to the next level, which is yung from being a technical person into a managerial position with managerial function. And there, makikita natin yung engineering manager. So, and all of this is related with engineering or consultancy industry. Okay, kaya nga tanong ito, engineer, nasaan ka na? The reason why I'm showing you this, relax lang muna, bro. The reason why I'm showing you this is para alam natin kung nasaan tayo. Sabi nga, begin with the end in mind. When we say begin with the end in mind, ano tayo, saan tayo nag-umpisa, at ano ang goal natin, so that yung ating progression as an engineer is, sabi nga, progressive. Hindi yung magiging stagnant ka. And what I have seen within the industry is that there are a lot of qualified professional engineer na naging stagnant in a low-paying position. Ulitin ko. There are many engineers and architects have suffered because they have stayed in a low-paying position. Kumbaga, designer ka. Kahit na sabihin natin, nag-top ka sa board exam, but if you don't know your career path, you will be in a position na low-paying. Kailangan alam natin, kailangan progressive yung ating career. Otherwise, you will be in a position na mababa ang sahod, then magrereklamo ka, tumaas na naman ang bigas, tumaas na naman ang gasolina, pero hindi naka-cope up ang iyong salary. It is because you stayed in a low-paying position. Okay? Hindi po pwede na ang sweldo ng design specialist ay mas malaki sa engineering manager. Definitely hindi, di ba? Because it is subordinate lang. Ang design specialist is subordinate ng engineering manager. So, kailangan yung ating career ay progressive. Kaya nga, kung maalala niyo yung discussion natin yesterday, yung ating mga career path, kailangan pataas ng pataas as we gain experience, as we grow older, kailangan yung career natin ay progressive. From initial professional development or IPD, then we have the engineering designer, the design specialist, then you go with multidiscipline. Dati, civil lang ang pinag-aaralan na we are specialists in civil design. Then we know about yung other things like electrical, mechanical, environmental. We become multidiscipline. And then we can lead the whole team as we become the engineering manager. Okay? So, ito yung sa designer o consultancy. But when it comes to construction, after your initial professional development, ito naman ay sa construction. So, meron din tinatawag na cognate engineering technical career. So, when say cognate, is yung mga related. That includes yung mga quantity surveyor, planner, scheduler, contracts engineer, yung quality assurance, quality control engineer, HSE, health, safety, environmental engineer. Then we have the material engineers and then procurement engineers. These are cognate position within the construction route or route. Sa atin yan, route kasi yan. So, construction. So, either you are part ng engineering or part ng construction as part ng industry. Sabi natin, every dotted line na makikita nyo, every dash line or dotted line, it emphasize knowledge areas and experience na kailangan ninyong matutunan in order for you to be transformed from construction engineer to lead construction engineer. Okay? So, ito in order for you to become effective, kailangan, kung gusto mo maging lead construction engineer, yung mga knowledge areas within the discipline of quantity surveyor, planner, contracts, quality assurance, quality control, HSE engineering, HSE, and then yung materials, procurement, dapat alam natin yan. Because hindi maganda na ikaw ang lead construction engineer pero you are deficient in the knowledge dito sa mga practice na ito. Kaya nga, importante kung makikita nyo na progressive siya, di ba? Progressive yung ating sinasabi dito. That if you want to become competent lead construction engineer, dapat alam natin itong mga trabaho and ano yung mga functions sila within the organization. Okay? So, construction engineer, then ito yung tinatawag nating cognate engineering technical careers. And then, we become senior engineers within the construction route. Meron tayong senior project engineer, senior quantity surveyor, or senior estimator. Quantity surveyor is normally a term used in Commonwealth countries or yung mga British countries like Australia, New Zealand, let's say, Ireland, UK. Those are Commonwealth countries and they term a quantity surveyor as equivalent with estimator. Okay? Then we have the senior planner or scheduler. Iba ang trabaho ng planner, iba ang trabaho ng scheduler. Scheduler is only to schedule, but planner is a little bit better. Mas malawak ang hawak ng planner kumpara sa scheduler. There are many times in my project that I will tell to that person, ano ka ba? Scheduler or planner? But I think you're just a scheduler and you're not really a planner, because a planner have more skills and mas malawak yung hawak niya, and mostly scheduler is reporting to a planner. So minsan sinasabi, ako planner, scheduler ako. No, I think you are only a scheduler. You still need to understand, you still need to develop yourself in order to become a qualified planner. Because when a good planner plans, ay talagang maayos. Okay? Kumbaga, yung scheduler is parang ano yan, sa garbage in, garbage out. Parang mga secretarial work. Kung ano yung binigay mo, itatype nila yon. So, which is low level compared with the qualified planner. And then, meron tayong contracts engineer, senior contracts engineer. Then we have the senior quality assurance, quality control. Iba rin ang function, iba ang QA, iba din ang QC. Okay, so pwede din nating matutunan yan, quality assurance and quality control. So, matandaan na natin yan. Yung quality assurance is more about yung procedure, and quality control is more about execution o dun sa mga related with inspection. Then we have the HSE, Health, Safety, Environmental Engineer. And then yung tinatawag nating procurement. Meron ding materials engineer, and then meron ding procurement engineer. So these are the functions that supports the lead construction engineer. So makikita natin dito yung technical functions and managerial functions. Ang managerial functions are, sabi nga, ito yung mga support position under ng project manager. Ano-ano ba yon? Yung project controls manager. Project controls meaning kasama na dito yung cost and schedule. Then contracts manager, the quality assurance quality control manager, HSE or health safety and HSE, health safety environmental engineering manager, material manager, and then procurement. So these are the typical involvement ng mga different support manager in a project. So they are reporting to project manager on project-based organization. And then some of you, after gain some industry experience, it's minimum, I think, 5 years as per CHED memorandum order, that then they can go with they will take master's degree, and then they will teach in the universities. Okay, then they have yung, after that they will go with the dean. Okay. Huh? Okay, excuse me, ano po nga, may delivery. If you hold for some time, sandali. Okay. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. Meron kasing dumating na delivery. Okay, so engineer, nasan ka na? The reason why we put this slide is para maging guide natin. Okay, sorry. Para maging guide natin, nasaan na tayo in terms of our practice of engineering. Sabi nga, magiging map natin ito. Ito yung target ko within this year. Within 2 years, I should have a good initial professional development that will gives an overview of engineering and construction. Ito kasi ang critical, yung initial professional development. Kasi pag hindi maayos yung entrada nyo sa industry, you may end up in a low-paying position for a long time. Okay? So, yun ang problema. Even sa being an OFW, marami mga OFW na mababa ang sahod because they don't know itong career path. These are all about career path. O tinatawag ko itong career pathing. Okay, so kailangan alam natin ano ba yung gusto ko as I enter at pag-exit ko pag ako ay nag-retire. Okay? So kaya ngayon, I'm running my own business and I have done through all of this engineering management and project management until such time na pagbalik ko sa Philippines ay may business na ako. And actually, hanggang ngayon may business naman ako dito sa Middle East. Okay, so, and only few have that, nakakaalam nung ano yung mga dapat nilang gawin pagpasok sa industry. Okay, kasi pag hindi nyo alam itong career path o itong mga dapat ninyong gawin, you will be stuck into one low-paying position. Sabihin nyo, ay bakit si John David, ano siya, mas malaki ang sahod niya. Alam niya kasi at the early stage ng kanyang career ay he was able to define ano yung mga dapat niyang gawin in order to reach the peak ng kanyang career. Kaya either mag-retire ka as design specialist o mag-retire ka ng engineering manager, which is better sa tingin nyo. Di siyempre, yung merong highest position because your remuneration, your separation pay will be calculated based on the last position you have sa industry. Okay, so on my side, I've been an engineering manager and I've been a project manager. So yan ang ating and then I'm doing my business while I'm working as engineering manager and project manager. Okay, so kailangan alam natin ang career path. Kaya nga ang tanong dito, engineer, nasaan ka na? Are you still here? Then that's fine. At least you have a good start. Alam na natin, one of the problem with other engineers is that they stuck in a low-paying position, and that is not good for you and your family. Okay? Sila may panggastos, ikaw wala, kasi you were not able to identify ano ang maximization, i-maximize ang iyong knowledge and i-maximize ang iyong position so that you can get a better position, but there are knowledge areas that you need to know in order to reach that position. Dapat alam natin ang function ng project engineer, alam natin ang function ng quantity surveyor, alam natin ang function ng planner, scheduler, alam natin ang contracts engineer, alam natin ang function ng quality assurance, quality control, alam natin ang function ng HSE, alam natin ang function ng material engineering, alam natin ang function ng procurement if you want to become lead construction engineer. Nakuha niyo? Hindi po pwede na ikaw ay lead construction engineer pero hindi mo alam ang function ng estimator. Sabi nga, you are not qualified for that position. So kailangan, we are preparing for the next level of position. So laging kaya nga sinasabi ko doon sa mga, when I was young, nung ako ay bago pa sa industry, I always aim to the next level. Bakit? Kasi nga, ang inaaral ko, yung trabaho ng boss ko, hindi yung trabaho ko because I know my job. Alam ko na yung trabaho ko, pero yung trabaho ng boss ko o yung superior sa akin, hindi ko pa alam. So, yun ang inaaral ko. Kasi as time goes by, whatever you are doing for 5, 6, 7, 8 times, become routinary na yan eh. Pero yung trabaho ng boss mo, hindi mo pa alam. So, ano yung skill set na kailangan kong malaman in terms of knowledge, in terms of best practices, in terms of soft skills, para matutunan ko ang mga trabaho ng next level. Kunyari, kung kayo ay project engineer, ano naman ba ang trabaho ng senior project engineer? So may mga skill set yan na kailangan nating matutunan. Nang sa ganon, hindi tayo stagnant for the rest of our life in a low-paying position. Everybody has 24 hours per day. Unless na lang na meron kayong 26. But some people, some engineers are getting more salary than others. Is it because na mas matalino sila? I don't think so. It is more about how we prepare ourselves for the next level of our career. That is why itong training na ito will help you to give you an overview kung engineer, nasaan na ako. Ngayon, maaaring nandito pa kayo. But ang aim natin is to the maximum, to the run our own business. Bakit? Alam nyo, whatever you have done within your career, like yung magkaroon man kayo ng PRC license, magkaroon man kayo ng ASEAN engineer, magkaroon man kayo ng international professional engineer, maging European engineer man kayo, o ano man yung highest attainment ninyo, individually, it's still not transferable sa inyong family. Bakit? Dahil ikaw yun eh. Di ba? Individual yun eh. But if you have the business, if you have, sabi nga, you have the mind of entrepreneurship, ito ay pwede mong i-transfer sa yung next generation. Like yung CM Pancho, FF Cruz. Yung mga matatanda, maaring buhay pa o patay na, pero yung legacy nila within their family ay transferable na i-transfer. Ay yung bang PRC license mo, yung ASEAN engineer mo, may transfer pa ba yan sa junior mo, sa anak mo? Siyempre, hindi ikaw yun eh. But if you have developed all these things, yung skills na ginagamit natin, pag ako nag-retire, gusto ko may sarili akong business and that will be transferred to my next generation as my legacy. Sana para hindi na sila mag-reinvent ng wheel. So kung hindi ko na danasin yung hirap na dinanas ko, they can continue, step on my shoulder, and they can continue the business. But at the early stage, I will orient my children in this different type of activities within the construction industry or other industry. Okay? Kaya ang tanong dito, engineer, nasan ka na? And I hope that somehow it can guide you. Sabi nga, kailangan maganda ang entrada natin sa industry. Because if you know this, if you don't know this career path, what will happen here is that you will end up in a low-paying position and maiinggit ka. Okay? Bakit sino ba? Si Marcelo sa Salcedo, for example, nabasa ko lang dito. Bakit siya? Ang laki ng sahod. Samantalang ako, nangungopya lang sa akin nung araw yan eh. Pero kita mo, mas malaki ang sahod niya, mas marami siyang naipon. Eh, natural kasi alam na yung career path. Dumaan niya ng training sa IPMA, di ba? Yung iba na hindi alam, pumasok sa contractor. Tanda natin that construction contractor is, sabi nga, you have to sweat o talagang paghihirapan niya bago kayo kumita. Not like yung sa consultancy, it's more about the brains, the knowledge worker. And then, yung sa advantage naman, if you are working with a project owner, mas mataas ang sahod. Di ba? Pwede-discuss natin kahapon yung different helmet. Kaya nga ako dito, one of the illustration I have is anong helmet ang suot mo in terms of color coding na ginagamit natin. Either you are wearing a white helmet which represents contractor or silver helmet represent consultant. Sabi nga natin, ito yung consultant helmet. Or if you are wearing yung gold helmet which represent the project owner or sponsor. Every institution, every organization, it has some limitation. Okay? And requirement, skill set required in order for you to become competent project owner representative, project manager ng owner, project manager ng consultant, and then project manager ng contractor. Okay, so malaking bagay yun, kailangan alam natin in terms of practice. Okay, kuha tayo ng case study. This is me when I was in Saudi Arabia working with Crystal Global. Again, dito sa company, it's a manufacturing plant. Okay, so we are from engineering and technical service. So si Prof. Roque, he is functioning as project engineering superintendent. Okay, so project engineering. So ito yung aking, I was only 30 years old nung maging project. Ito yung first major promotion sa akin. When I was in Saudi Arabia, I was hired as project supervisor. But sabi ko, ang inaaral ko, one of my technique is this. Since na, balikan ko to ha, since na alam ko yung trabaho ko, ang lagi kong inaaral is yung next position above me. For example, if I'm a project engineer, ang inaaral ko yung trabaho ng senior project engineer. Kasi yun, hindi ko pa alam. So habang nagtatrabaho ko as a project engineer, continuous ang learning ko in order to attain yung knowledge, skills, and ability na kailangan ko so that I can prepare myself for that position. Inaaral ko na yon. Hindi ko inaaral yung sarili kong trabaho kasi trabaho ko na, matagal ko na alam yon. Ang kailangan ko matutunan is yung ginagawa ng boss ko. So that when my boss retired or mag-resign or anything happened, na pandemic, namatay, whatever, at least ready ako for that position. There is a saying, when the opportunity comes, you don't have time to prepare so that you are preparing for that opportunity. Okay, ulitin ko, when the opportunity comes, there is no time to prepare. Kaya nga, you prepare for that opportunity. So, laging ganun, lagi kong inaaral. Ang inaaral ko yung trabaho ng boss ko. Because yung trabaho ko, alam ko na yon for many years. Pero yung trabaho ng boss ko, hindi ko alam. And every dotted line dito, it represents skill set, knowledge areas na kailangan ko matutunan. And ang tanong, saan ko kukuha ng knowledge areas? Alam naman, tanongin ko yung boss ko, paano yan? Ang sabi ko kanina, sa bako nag-upisa. 4 knowledge areas. Either you go with the formal education, or you go with the professional institutions, or you go back doon sa industry, yung mga lesson learned. Okay, yung mga best practices within your company. Kaya nga, yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, yung 4 sources of technical knowledge, I did not show it to you just for the sake na mayroon akong i-share sa inyo na ito maganda, ito hindi. The reason why I'm sharing you that, so that when the time comes na kailangan yung mag-upgrade from senior project engineer to senior project manager, saan ang source ng technical knowledge? Then you have to go back to the 4 sources of knowledge. Yung personal experience, yung inyong company or industry experience, you go with the formal degree or formal studies with CPD and formal education, and then lastly, yung professional institutions. Kung kailangan ko ng civil engineering, definitely, I will go with the local, with the PICE. And tandaan natin that every institution have some limitation. PICE, ang experience is mostly sa local. But there is also other institutions that can get a better one which regards with international practice. Kagaya ng like yung ICE o Institute of Civil Engineers. They have been in the for more than I think 200 years. So they have a vast majority of knowledge sharing within their members since 15th, 16th, 17th century. So malaking bagay yon para sa ating practice. Tandaan natin, as I've started earlier, yung ating processes, input, tools and techniques, and output. Kailangan yung tools and techniques coming from the professional institution, ma-maximize na natin. Okay? Another issues with professionals na nakikita natin, nagagalit kayo, not you, but yung iba nagagalit dahil sa CPD. But CPD is important if you want to maximize your engineering and architectural position. Kailangan yung CPD is preparing yourself for the next level. Hindi lang yung ginagamit for the sake na marinyo ang PRC license. Hindi yon. Ang purpose ng CPD is to upgrade yourself to the next level. Kaya nga dapat structured. Structured ang training natin. Don't just attend a training for the sake of getting CPD points. Mali yun. Dapat structured. The reason why I'm attending a training so that I can go to the next level of my position. Next level position. So, ang inaaral ko, if I'm a designer, either I work for efficiency of my current job, dahil hindi ko alam, or studying for the next level as a design specialist, for example. And then, I will go with since that if this is a lead design, for example, engineering designer, ibig sabihin, ikaw gumagawa. Design specialist, ikaw pa rin ang gumagawa. But if I'm in the design specialist, and I will target yung multiple, multidiscipline lead designer. So since that is a lead, ibig sabihin na you'll be leading a team. Ang gagawin ko dyan, I will be studying in a structured format on how to become effective leader, leading and managing a multidiscipline design team. So ano ba yung kailangan ko in order for me to become effective leader ng multidiscipline? For example, communication, then yung mga other things, negotiation. Those are leadership traits na kailangan ng isang lead designer to become effective in his or her function. Okay? So, iyan ang ating gagawin. Structured ang training. Hindi lahat na, alam mo na yung auto, may magulong, beam naman, subukan natin. Teka muna. Meron ka ng 20 years experience. Inaaral mo pa rin yung Revit. Okay, that's fine. Pero, kailangan structured what you need for the next level. Okay? Ayan. So, initial professional development, which is critical for you. Kailangan maganda ang entrada nyo sa industry. Those who were not able to have a good start, you may have a bad start, yung tinatawag nating survival job. Some of you, due to pagkakataon, sabi nga, you can be an insurance broker, then call center, real estate, but kailangan ay mag-ano tayo, maintindihan natin that you have to go back to your first love. At ano yung first love natin? Yung pinag-aaralan ninyo, pinaghirapan nyo for many years. 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Engineering and architecture. Yun, babalik-balikan natin yun. But start man tayo ngayon. Do not despise small beginning. I will be there. Relax lang. It's not end of the world. Kailangan makabalik tayo sa ating career. And then, let us see, pag tayo ay mag-retire ako with sariling business that I can transfer as a legacy to my family. So, ito yung ating industry within the engineering career path. Meron tayong construction, meron tayong design, and then academe. Ayan, yung tatlo. And then, pang-apat is we run our own business. Bakit own business? Whatever accolade you have, whatever experience you have, it is all, they are all not transferable sa ating family. And only business, sustainable business can be transferred to your family and to your loved ones. So, huwag na nilang danasin yung dinanas mo na from here hanggang dito. So, they can start from here. They can go with the multiple venture ng kanilang career. Okay? So, balikan natin ito. Kung makikita nyo rito, it is me. When I was 30 years old, maga akong na-promote. Bakit? Kasi nga, I know yung career path. Alam ko kung nasan ako and what I should do to go to the next level. Okay? So, ano yung knowledge gap, ano yung skill set na kailangan ko and abilities na kailangan ko. And then, with experience, I was able to go with the next level dito sa ito project and engineering superintendent. When we say project and engineering superintendent, we do the engineering, detail engineering, kaya may mga engineering ako dyan. And then, we have construction construction team na yung design namin within the facilities o planta or chemical plant, kami rin na nag-execute. They are all under me when I was still young, when I was still 30 years old. Why? I prepared myself because I know this career path early. Kaya nga ngayon, you have to be thankful with the Lord kasi kahit paano ay na-expose agad kayo sa ganitong career path. Exposure agad kayo. Okay, meron na kayong benchmark. Meron na kayong mapa, career pathing, ang tawag na career path. Okay, so ganun pala yun. Okay. So kung makikita nyo, ang ideal is at least within 5 to 7 years, you have to shift from being technical into a managerial function. And those who have ASEAN engineer and APEC engineer, they know about it. Kasi one of the requirements there, 7 years experience, at least 2 years in charge position, meaning into this level already. Within 7 years, kailangan na andito tayo leading. But every dotted line is a skill set and soft skill and technical skills na kailangan, hard skill and soft skill na kailangan nating matutunan for the next level. Okay? Ayan. Pwede? Ayan. Faculty mark assignment number 2. So, meron na assignment kahapon. Si Prof. Rocky mahiling magbigay ng assignment. Bakit? Because you have to complete 250 to 300 man-hour construction man-hour. So, we have to complete certain numbers of hours. Ang training natin is only 108 hours kung 3 hours lang tayo for 35 days. Ngayon, kailangan i-supplement natin iyon ng mga assignments. Okay? So that you can, and also this is for your own good. Bakit? Kasi at the early stage ng inyong career with built environment, as an architect and engineer, you know the different functions within your organization. Ano ba ang goal natin? Ang goal natin is to be here, di ba? Yung kailangan, kung ikaw ay project manager, ang trabaho nitong mga support manager, trabaho ng inyong mga senior engineers and yung mga technical engineers mo, dapat alam natin. Kaya nga sa umpisa pa lang, dapat ngayon inaaral natin ano-ano ang mga functions ng mga taong ito. within my construction team and my engineering team. So dito meron akong 14 positions: project engineer, quantity surveyor, planner, scheduler, contracts engineer, procurement, quality assurance, and quality control. Magkaiba yan. We have the health, safety, environment, material engineer. Then sa engineering team, you have the document controller, you have the design engineer, you have the design architect, and you have the design checker. Ngayon, ang assignment ninyo is to prepare job description for your construction and engineering team. Within your team, prepare a job descriptions for your construction and engineering team. Paano ang format? Simple lang. Ano yung job title? For example, take this take this project engineer department. Anong department yan? Typically, kanino ba nag-ano yan? So, sa warehouse ba yan? Ito ba ay under ng, ano ba yan? Quality assurance? Then, reporting to whom? Kaya siya nagre-report? And ano ang purpose nitong trabaho na ito as project engineer? And then, ano yung main duties and responsibilities? Lista natin yan. Kahit pwedeng mga 5 hanggang 10 main duties, lista natin. And then, ano yung educational requirements? Ano yung requirement in order for project engineer? Engineer yan, kailangan engineering graduate yan, di ba? And then, required work experience. 1, 2, 3, may mga work experience. And then, ano yung required training? And then, meron tayong industry certification related with project engineer. So, gawin natin yan isa-isa. Project engineer, quantity surveyor, planner, scheduler, contracts engineer, procurement engineer, QA/QC, HSA materials, then document controller, design engineer, design architect, and then design checker. Iba-ibang function yung mga yan. Okay, so yan ang ating faculty mark assignment number 2, FMA number 2. Okay, kailan sasubmit yan? Next week. So anong araw ngayon? Saturday. Sa Saturday nyo i-submit. Kailan sasubmit? Doon sa OJT coordinator ninyo. So iniipon natin lahat ng anyong mga assignments. Okay, so that is one. These are the requirements para kayo ay makatapos ng OJT. Okay, so sabi nga sa inyo, ang difference ng OJT ninyo ngayon kaysa doon sa OJT ng mga nakaraan, because right now, because we are training you to become a competent project manager, and a good project manager knows these functions. Alam niya. Tingnan, these are people reporting to you. Balikan natin ito. For example, on my case, I am the project engineering superintendent, and definitely alam ko ang trabaho ng mga yan. Do I need to be expert on electrical, mechanical ako? No, I don't need to. But I know yung basic. I have the capacity to lead and guide those people. Why? Because I'm prepared for that. Okay? So, naaral ko na yan. So, same thing, as a start sa inyong career, ano ang trabaho ng mga makakasama natin sa construction industry? From project engineer hanggang material engineer, from document controller hanggang sa design checker. Ano yung mga requirement nila? Ano yung functions nila para to become effective in this position? And tayo, as a future project manager, a future engineering manager, alam na natin ang kanilang trabaho. Okay? And there are also instances, on my case na, for example, isang planner namin, Pilipino din, in one project sa Saudi Arabia. Sabi ko, kamutang pangalan si Juan, let us take pangalan ni Suwan Pauban. Juan, pakigawa mga schedule, I need to submit it tomorrow para sa, may presentation ako sa board and sa management bukas. Paki-update mo nga itong ating schedule at saka idagdag mo yung extra work na kailangan nating ilagay para doon sa ginawang scope ng ating engineering department. Okay. Nalasing. Patay tayo dyan. Hindi pumasok. Sabi ko na doon sa boss ko, wait, bigyan mo ako ng 2 oras, tapusin ko ito. Hindi ako gumawa. Di, magpasok niya kinabukasan. Tanong niya, Sir, natuloy ba yung meeting kahapon? Tapos na. Ay, sino gumawa ng schedule at saka ng presentation? Natural ako. Bakit ko nagawa? Kasi alam ko yun, napagdaanan ko na yung mga iyan. Okay? Kaya, at the early start ng inyong career, dapat para tayong sponge. Diba? Para yung absorb lang tayo. Lahat ng pwedeng matutunan, inaaral. So that it can prepare us for the next level of our position. Paano ba natin ma-attract ang atensyon ng ating mga employer? So meron tayong tinatawag na QCA or Qualification, Certification, and Experience. So the reason why I mentioned this, so that you know early sa inyong career, ano yung mga dapat kong i-build up so that I can attract employers' attentions. There are three things that you can prepare for the employer's attention. Number one is qualification. Meron dalawang type ng qualification, isang educational at isang professional qualification. And then meron tayong certification and experience. So we call it QCE. Qualification, certification, and experience. Ayan. So yung qualification, it's dalawa. Either educational and professional. So when we say educational, meron tayong bachelor's degree, kagaya ninyo, magkakaroon kayo ng bachelor's degree. But napakadami niyan, 10-5 niyan, sabi nga, generalist, and even yung mga non-technical also requiring minimum college graduate. So hindi po pwede. Kailangan that is good as a start. Sabi nga, as a start, pwede yan. But if you want to maximize your employability, and sabi nga, to attract employers, you have to go with the next level. Hanggat maaari, while still young, and if the budget allows, kasi I think bachelor's degree lang ang covered ng libreng pag-aaral. Yung master's degree, maaring limited na. So, hanggat maaari, if you can go with the next level, yung master's degree, that will be good because that will be on the level of specialist and consultant. Okay, so part na yan ng inyong preparation for the industry. Kasi mostly, especially sa Middle East and sa abroad, one of the requirement ng managers is at least having master's degree. Okay, siyempre, pagkakatiwala ng company ang kanilang budget, ang kanilang resources, at least kahit paano ay merong educational qualification, may case, sabi nga. And then, yung professional qualification, and that includes yung PRC, at hanggat maaari ay kung meron sanang international recognition. PRC is for local, but yung ASEAN, APEC is much better because of it's a competency base, at the same time, it is recognized outside the Philippines. Especially these days na merong ASEAN, may globalization, and you have to have some qualification that are at par or recognized outside the Philippines. Okay? And yung initial license, like registered civil engineer, that is a knowledge-based registration. Board exam is a knowledge-based registration. Pagka-graduate nyo ng 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 4 years, 5 years, 5 years education, then you will take the board exam from PRC, and that is a knowledge-based registration. Wala experience ang kailangan, educational completion lang, di ba? So that is first level. Then you go to the next level, which is yung competency-based registration. Dito kasi you have to prepare yung report, and you have to attend a panel interview. So why they are doing that is to check your competency if you are eligible for that registration. So meron niyang 7 years experience requirement, and 2 out of 7 ay kailangan responsible in charge. Kaya nga yung leadership and management kailangan kabisado natin because that level is on the multidiscipline in charge, responsible or in charge as electrical, mechanical, civil, and also other ASEAN architect is also the same. Okay, then meron tayong certifications. This is a third-party verification of your expertise. For example, sa project management, we have the globally known Project Management Institute or PMP, Project Management Professional, or IPMA Level D, Level B, Level A, and Level B and Level A. DCBA. So meron tayong iba't ibang certification based on the level ng inyong experience and qualification. And then yung experience, hanggat maaari, we also discussed this in the first and second lecture natin. go with the leadership and management experience. Technical is important, but always try to include leadership and management experience, because somehow it is always better for the employers to know that you are a person that can be responsible in charge ng kanilang mga company. So these are the three things that can attract employers' attention. Q is for qualification. There are two parts, education and professional. And then C is for certification. It's a third-party verification of your expertise. Parang ano yan, parang ISO 9001. Ibig sabihin, that company have quality management system verified by a third party. Same thing with us as a professional. It is always better kung meron tayong certification. Para mga doktor, di ba? Ang doktor, meron silang, although they have started with GP, they have specialization in other field. Di ba? Ang haba ng kanilang mga pangalan. Same thing with us. It's a post-nominal name that represent specialization. Then, pangatlo is yung experience. Okay, you may have technical experience, that is good, but always aim for the next level, which is yung leadership and management, which we already discussed last time, yung X, Y, and Z axis ng inyong experience. From being technical to managerial, and then last one is yung leadership. Okay, for the industry, these are the, with regards to, I'm talking about in the perspective of project management. These are the professional certifications that I recommend to our MSCM students. So meron tayong project management is at least PMP. There are two levels of project management certification. One is knowledge base, which is yung PMP. Knowledge base, you take the review, you pass, and you are PMP. But there's a second level, which is yung competency-based requirement, competency-based certification. And that is IPMA level C, B, or A. Okay, ano ba yun? Sabi nga, knowledge is equivalent to, competence is equals to knowledge, skills, ability, plus experience. So these are related with project management. Then construction management, we have the Certified Construction Management or Manager, CCM. Sa Philippines, we have yung sa CMDF, which they are introducing yung Certified Construction Manager for under DTI, CMDF, Construction Management Development Foundation. And then sa engineering, meron tayong Certified Professional Engineering Manager. At ngayon, meron din tayong CAPM, yung Certified Associate in Engineering Management. And then yung sustainability, meron tayong tinatawag na USGBC Lead Green Associate, and then lead accredited professional. So why I put sustainability as one of my recommendation? Because currently, lahat ng project ngayon ay meron ng sustainability requirement. Okay, so mas maganda yan. So sa umpisa pa lang, alam na natin yung different certification so that we can get, we can attract employers' attention with our qualification in terms of education and professional, and then professional registration, basically. And then in certification as a third-party verification of our expertise, and then the experience natin with leadership and management. And with that, we can panel it in dito sa employer's attention. Okay? Aralin niyo yan. And then, let us go with technical naman, facilities life cycle. Ito yung typical process, life cycle ng isang facilities. So, dito kung makikita nyo ay with the level of effort and time. Kung makikita nyo dito is yung consultant. Ano ba ang role ng consultant? They are preparing feasibility study and front-end loading, FEL, front-end loading. Ano ba yung FEED? Front-end engineering design. Okay, so meron tayong feasibility study as a start. Ito ang first step to prepare a business case. And then we go to the next level is yung front-end engineering design or FEED, front-end engineering design and front-end loading. And ito yung deliverable nito will be the basis of EPC project, engineering, procurement, and construction contract. Okay, then dito ang gumagawa is either in-house or consultant. Then later on, it will be sent for bidding, and the EPC contractor will be selected, awarded the contract, and they will do the detailed engineering, the procurement of all required resources for the project, and then construction. You have to remember that procurement can be divided into two, either goods or services. And the EPC, engineering, procurement, and construction. And once the facility is built, either building, industrial plant, engineering plant, o engineering, hindi natin sa apat na classification. And then it will go with the startup, especially for these facilities. Startup meaning they will start up the refinery, they will start up the power generation utility company, etc. And then it will be handed over to operations and maintenance as part ng day-to-day function ng owner, and until such time after 50, 100 years, etc. And then it will go with demolished. Pag ang technology, for example, this refinery is using an obsolete processes, and there are new processes which are economical, then ang tendency nito is to upgrade or totally demolish itong planta and make a new one which is aligned with the new technology, which is efficient, that can have a better product qualities. Okay, so ito yung mga life cycle stages ng isang typical project. So conceptual, detail engineering, procurement, construction, commissioning, and startup operation and maintenance. In general, meron siyang 5. Pre-design, design, procurement, construction, and post-construction, but it's still the same. Okay, so facilities life cycle, conceptual, detail, engineering, procurement, construction, commissioning, and startup, operation, and demolition. Okay? So, when it comes to cost, kung makikita natin, ang life cycle cost ng isang facilities ay divided into 3. So, number 1 is engineering. It approximately 1 to 2% ng total installed cost. Okay? Then construction, 6 to 18%, and then yung operation and maintenance, 80 to 93% of cost of the asset. So ito yung cost sharing between the facilities from engineering, construction, operation, and maintenance. So in a typical project, we always consider the best design, not only for construction, but mainly for operation and maintenance. Sabi natin last time that we have to satisfy our client and the end user, or sometimes itong operation and maintenance, we call them what? Proponent. Sila yung project proponent. Sila yung mga nag-request. The reason why we have the project is because of the requirement by operation and maintenance. Okay, so last time, di ba, yung, I think on the first day, I've shared with you yung business case, and that time, sino yung project owner? It is the operations, and the purpose of that project is to increase the capacity of the plant so that we can supply yung client's demand. Okay, so yan. So in an overall typical project life cycle cost, ang engineering is ranging from 1 to 2%, construction 6 to 18%, and then operation and maintenance, and that is the bulk of the cost in a typical life cycle ng isang facility or project. Kaya nga, when you want, if you want to become effective or competent project manager, you have to consider itong operation and maintenance. Okay? So, hindi lang yung engineering, architecture, o yung design, construction ang focus natin. At the end of the day, it will be handed over sa operation and maintenance, and we have to consider yung life cycle cost related with them. So, if we design a facility, we design it for use ng operation and maintenance. So, huwag natin kalilimutan yung stakeholder ng operation and maintenance o yung end user. Importante yan. Marami din kasi mga project na failure because they did not include operation and maintenance during the engineering. Sa feasibility study, hindi sila involved. Dapat involved sila from the start. And at the same time, yung construction, hindi sila involved. Kaya nga, pagdating ng turnover dito sa startup and commissioning, dito tayo magkakaproblema kasi that is the time that the operation and maintenance will accept the facility. And if you don't involve them at the outset of the project during feasibility, front end, and engineering, then you will end up with many requests or punch list or snag list na hindi sabi nga inappropriate sa isang project. Kailangan yung project scoping ay clearly defined at the early stage, at the outset, with the consultation with the operation, mainly operation and then maintenance. Sabi nga natin, if a project starts bad, it will end bad. If the project starts good, will end good. Yan. Kailangan magsimula tayo ng project na maayos with proper consultation with the major stakeholder, which is operation and maintenance or facility management, so that the execution of the whole project life cycle will be good. Okay? Ayan. Hindi lang.